had a shot to take him out. I think playing earlier with Steph Curry hampered with the right thumb, with Jimmy Butler getting kneed by Kawhi Leonard yesterday, and having to play about 4 or 5 days earlier than expected, I think ultimately could end up costing them. So I don't see that at all. I hope I'm wrong because the more they win, the more we all get to see Steph Curry. But I'm not confident in that right now.
I agree with you, Stephen A., because here's the thing. Now look, I understand this is the 7-8 matchup, so if you lose, you get an opportunity to play the winner of the 9-10 matchup, but that's not what you want. You want to be an opportunity. You want to get this rest, let that thumb heal up on Steph Curry, let that thigh heal up on Jimmy Butler. You don't want to be playing these extra days. And this notion, and plus, you know they have never gotten out of the play-in. If I'm not mistaken, this is this, and every time they've been in the play-in, they've gone home. So this notion that they're just guaranteed to come out of the play-in and get into the playoffs, that's not a foregone conclusion. So I agree with you, Stephen A. I think they would have been better off getting the number 6 seed and having 4, 5, 6 days off of rest and getting ready to gear up for the Lakers.
Okay, I agree in some ways, but this might be a situation where we look back at the Golden State Warriors and we say, they lost the battle, but they might have just won the war. Because if they won that game, you mentioned it, they would have had to go up against the Los Angeles Lakers, which, by the way, you talk about GOAT James, these are two of the best playoff performers in NBA history. I hear you, M5, UFC, KFC, whatever, M5. These are the best postseason performers in NBA history. I think Luka Doncic averages 31 in the postseason. LeBron James, 28, and AR-15 has been sensational. They have a certified big three. You avoid that. Now with just one more win, which of course you want to be rested and you want to be healthy, but if they're able to beat the Memphis Grizzlies, you also have avoided the Oklahoma City Thunder and you secure your spot, avoiding the team that is #1 in defense in the NBA, top 3 in offense, and the likely MVP in SGA. And your matchup could be the Houston Rockets, who I just heard you guys talk about before. While they've had a spectacular season, I have been upfront and personal with this team back home in Houston. They do have lulls offensively. They're like 22nd or 21st when it comes to three-point makes and three-point shooting percentage. They need, as you guys mentioned, a go-to player. Drawing the Rockets might actually be the favorable path for the Golden State Warriors. But yes, health comes first. But this might be a situation where they won the war even though they lost the final game of the regular season.
If health comes first, I don't see how you could say that. That's all. I get where you're coming from and where your breakdown totally from a basketball perspective. It all goes out the window if they're not healthy.
All right.
It don't matter. When you see OKC, you have to see us sooner or later. You say, well, we get to Houston, but if you beat Houston, you're going to have to see us sooner or later, Chanae. It doesn't matter today, tomorrow, next week. What's in front of you is a butt cutting. So it don't matter when it happens. Just know you're going to get tore up.
One win. That's it. One win. That's their goal.
Yeah.
How often are we going to sleep on Houston? They got to be shot makers, make no mistake about it. But they got athletes. They can score. They certainly can defend on an elite level, and they definitely can rebound on an elite level as well. Plus, they have that size. So I don't like this at all. I'm still holding out hope because obviously Draymond made his guarantee, and I would like to see Steph Curry for as long as we possibly can. But I do look at that loss yesterday and the extra load that it's going to put on them. And I do think that it's something that could derail the Golden State Warriors sooner than later.
To be honest, Stephen, I got to disagree, right?
Okay.
Guys, no one's 100%. Jimmy Butler, he did take a knee, but I think Jimmy Butler is a tough guy. I think he will be out there. I think he's the difference maker, right, in this against Memphis in the play-in game. But also, listen, if I can get the Rockets first in the playoffs, I'm feeling good. I think the Rockets has been a really good regular season team. They need so many guys to play well to win. I'm just not rolling with that, right? If Jimmy come back, if they get that win, Jimmy is the difference maker. I'm just not rolling with the Rockets because your best guys are your youngest guys, right? You have Fran VanVleet that won a championship with Toronto. Outside of that, like I'm still digging. Not even experience, but who's been there? Like your best guy is your youngest guy. Your best scorer is your youngest guy. I think that the Warriors have different combinations where they can cut a lot of that off, right? Sagoon's a center. I think Draymond Green is arguably in the Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I think he can cut his water off, right? I think yes, they might be tired from going to a deep game with the Clippers, but man, everybody plays in these games. Everybody's ready for this time. That switch that I think that Golden State needs to hit, I think they will hit that, right? They're a really good team. You have Steph Curry. Man, if I'm Golden State and we can get past the Grizzlies, I'm sitting real nice and clean.
Stephen A?
Well, I will say, listen, I will say this to you. First of all, you would know this better than me. Just because everybody plays doesn't mean everybody plays well. That's number one. Number two, when we look at it, and we have to at least say, how many years are we going to look at the Golden State Warriors and see them undersized and continuously believe that that's a mountain that they can always climb? Şengün is a brother. I mean, this brother could ball. This big man could ball. He's one of the better big men in the game of basketball. Make no mistake about it. So he's going to bring you some problems. You got a guy like Antman Thompson in this second. This brother is special. This is a star in the making, Marcus. I'm telling you right now, you know this. This brother is a dog. And he gonna go out there and you're talking about him. Whether it's I don't think you want him chasing Steph, my lord. We don't need him hospitalized, needing oxygen and all of that stuff because you're chasing Steph Curry around at age 37 that still has the conditioning that's off the charts. But the Jimmy Butlers of the world and others and what you can bring to the table, the Pajimskis of the world, this guy has the potential to help and assist in neutralizing those guys. You brought up Van Vliet with his championship pedigree. Let's not ignore Dylan Brooks and what he brings to the table in terms of toughness and defensive prowess as well. All of these things that you look at from the Houston Rockets, I don't think we can summarily dismiss them or underestimate them. Certainly the experience definitely falls in Golden State's favor. But I'm looking into Houston's depth, their personnel. I'm looking at the questionable, and I don't like to say this because Steve Kerr, I think, is one of the top 6 coaches in the history of basketball. But I'm surprised that a guy like Kuminga wasn't utilized more yesterday and stuff like that. You looking at him and like, is he gonna be a part of the rotation come playoff time? There's some strange things that be going on sometimes in Golden State. And I'm just looking at Houston with Ime Udoka. This brother can coach his butt off. He's a Coach of the Year candidate, make no mistake about it. I think that it's hard to underestimate. Could Golden State beat them? Sure. But I can't look at Houston and just dismiss the possibility that they could take out Golden State. I really can't, especially with the predicament that Golden State has now put themselves in, as opposed to having a week's rest before you go up against somebody like Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm with you on that. I'm not underestimating Houston. I think Jimmy Butler is just a difference maker. He comes and they get past the Grizzlies like they supposed to. Jimmy Butler changes this series. Obviously, they have a lot of pieces, and we could talk about the depth of Houston, but I'm still going to go back on experience. None of them guys has been in their light. None of them guys, I can't say they don't understand how to go dark, and that's what we call it when it's time for playoff time. But
okay.
Golden State has been in this position so many times.
Yeah,
and now you're adding Jimmy buckets to the mix.
And that's why they brought him in.
I just don't see, and Houston's a good team, and I'm not trying to take anything. I just don't see them having enough.
You don't feel like they're there yet. That's fair enough. Guys, I want to get to the team that the Warriors beat, because you had an interesting take last time you were with us. Do we have that clip?
You know who I'm going to go to? And I know this is not going to be your favorite, but I'm going to talk about number 2 over there with the Clipper Nation, baby. I'm going with Kawhi
You got
Leonard.
to be crazy.
I'm going with
I can't
Kawhi
believe
Leonard.
you just
And the
said
reason
that.
why,
Ridiculous.
is because Kawhi healthy is a total different player. Kawhi Leonard, offensively, defensively, and the way he carries teams when he's healthy.
I mean,
Hey, what you biting that finger for? Hey, what you biting that finger for? You know what's up. You know what's up.
Stephen A's looking like a prognosticator.
I can't explain.
Thêm một đường nữa là xong nhá. Đây mình khâu những cái mũi cuối cùng. Đây mình khâu vào. Mình khâu ra mặt sau. Rồi. Mọi người lộn ra nhé, mọi người gài lại để cho nó không bị bung. Gài xuống là được nhé, là nó sẽ cố định lại. Đây được một chiếc áo len như này. Bây giờ mình sẽ làm phần trang trí nhé.